Hi, this is Cheryl with Peace and Power Movement Services. I wanted to do a little public service announcement video about self-care when you're going on those epic, wintertime visits to theme parks. So don't know if I would go into copyright violation or trademark to mention Disneyland, Disney World, but any kind of place where you're facing 20,000, 30,000 steps a day. Really helpful to take along some self-care strategies so you do not have the walking hangover that happens when you do that kind of epic work. And so, this was information inspired by work with one of my clients facing that very same thing and happened to have plantar fasciitis in recent history. So as you can imagine, if you've had that before, that really hurts. And walking a long, long way, not a good thing to do. So a couple things I would recommend, and I'm sort of a proponent of doing a little bit of movement, 10 minutes in the morning, just to wake everything up so that you're set up well for the day. And then to do a similar kind of routine, 10, 15 minutes at the end of the day, so that you're giving, your feet, other parts of your body, just some real good TLC so that you have the kind of good time that you're paying a lot of money for in order to go. So one basic idea that I want to put forward, when we walk, we're putting our foot through a kind of extension and a flexion kind of movement. So every time you lift your foot to walk, every time you push off, you're going through this range of motion. So, as someone who's really in favor of the small move that can make a huge difference, really helpful to start your day moving your foot through a range of motion so that the position of your foot is in the line of your leg. And so I'm flexing my foot, I'm pointing my foot. Couple details that make a difference here. You can pull on your toes and point your toes, and that creates the movement. What's really helpful in this context is you want to make sure that as I'm flexing my foot, you're pushing your heel out so that in fact you're moving fully through your ankle joint, and then having the same as your toes point, you're bringing your heel in. And so that really gets you that kind of warm up in your ankle joint, in that subtalar joint, in your ankle, so that you're really establishing this as a good possibility. Because as soon as you start to add a little bit of turn in, a little bit of turn out, all of that little variation from sort of this skeletal line of your foot and how your ankles decide to move, it saves you so much energy, and it saves you all that little wear and tear that can come when your hip has to adjust if you roll in to keep your balance. They're very small things, but at 20,000, 30,000 steps a day, man, the cost of that, you end up paying for those differences. So this is a nice little movement, remembering you're pushing your heel out as you bring your toes up, or you're bringing your heel in as you extend your toes, so that you're really literally building the track of this movement in both feet that'll help you to do that movement. You may find at 10,000 steps, 15,000 steps, 20,000 steps, you get tired, you lose this. Right? So when you're having your beverage of choice and resting, you could just do, 10, 20 of those each feet slowly. It's a reset so that, again, you're moving as efficiently as possible and not creating, wear and tear in a way that you don't want to do. The other really simple thing that I'd like to recommend is bringing along a tennis ball. And, you may have heard this, or you may do this, like rolling it with your foot. I would suggest, if it's possible, doing that work on the wall. So you get this added benefit of changing your relationship to gravity. Just gonna get close here, load up my ball, so that you can move through all of the planes of the bones of your feet. So it could be one side and the other, right across the toes, through the midfoot, into the ankle, or into the arch of the foot, the outside. You want to reacquaint your foot with all the ways it can be mobile, how it can be dexterous like your hand. This kind of mobility reset can really help you be fresh for the next day. You know, it's really a popular practice to have your legs up the wall. I would add this little bit just so your feet get a little attention. In the morning, it's a wake up. In the evening, it's a little restorative practice. So you're feeling fit and ready to go through with your epic theme part, you know, fill in the name that's your preferred one, so that you can enjoy the day, so that you don't have that kind of like epic number of steps hang over in your body, so you can really enjoy yourself. So take care, have a great movement day, especially when you're on vacay. Okay, take care.